got a brand new delivery to open up, Dex, so let's get right into it. Now, this is something that a lot of people have had a very tough time getting their hands on, and we lucked out.
Whoa! It's the Tiger Paw! This looks awesome.
Oh, it looks really good in person. I love the cover art. In the background is Tiger Force, Tripwire, and Roadblock. They're also on Tiger Paws. Nice little subtle hint by Hasbro saying, hey, buy more of these so you can get them. Problem is, a lot of people missed out, and they can't find them now, and it is sold out.
The art on this is amazing.
Definitely is. I'm a big fan of this one. I'm glad that we lucked out. As we've covered before, Hasbro decided to have an unannounced pre-order drop early one morning, so by the time that most collectors found out about it, it was already sold out. Luckily for us, I was able to order one here in Canada through GameStop, and it's sold out on Hasbro Pulse, so a lot of collectors are upset about this. But let's open this up and find out how good this set is.
This looks amazing.
Also, let's point this out. The side art on this is very impressive.
It has the frame here, and it has shocks on it for the wheels, which are going to be awesome. And then you've also got the 4 wheels.
So in terms of assembling this, it's just the body of the quad itself, and then the 4 wheels like Dex just said. There's nothing too complicated. This should be a very quick build.
Yeah, you just pop on like the front and then the handlebars, and then that's it.
This guy comes with a lot of little accessories. Oh man, Firefly's backpack here, or I should say Wreckage's. It looks really nice. Check that out, Dex.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Really good paint apps. So while Dex builds the Tiger Paw, let's check out Wreckage here. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. So similar to Night Force Shockwave, this guy's got eye black around his eyes too, but it doesn't have the same effect that it had with Shockwave. This one looks a lot more natural. He has a subtle orangey brown tiger stripe pattern on his black outfit, with brown secondary gear and orange highlights and an orange undershirt. He's wearing a tan colored balaclava to cover his head. There's a dark camo design over his mouth and nose, and it looks very skull-like, similar to Call of Duty. Now this is a repaint of the Firefly that came out, not the Cobra Island Firefly, but the mainline Firefly. That notoriously had some major problems with the body, and it was just a very floppy figure, not good quality. That was right at the height of all the rubbery plastic as well. So the figure suffered, the accessories suffered. I was really looking forward to that Firefly. It's like the original one, and it was a huge disappointment. So the big question is Wreckage the same as that Firefly? It's based on the same body and mold? Let's find out. It's not wiggling at all. This is a solid body on this. There's no loose ab crunch. The legs are nice and stiff. The arms, very smooth. Yeah, overall, this is a really cool looking Joe. The mines pop onto the backpack, just like they do with Firefly. Got a nice firearm. Another one of those steel core helmets. This one is yellow and black with a green visor. It's reuse of Clutch's helmet once again, and it does fit over top of Wreckage's head, which is always the good thing about those steel core helmets. You don't have to remove anything at all. And on the visor is a red tracking device as well over his right eye. Dex, I see you've got the Tiger Paw completely built.
It's
that
awesome.
looks really nice. What are your first impressions here? Oh, the exhaust pipe looks wicked.
I love all the different accessories it comes with, like the missiles on the side, then this, the like machine gun on it.
Okay, the Tiger Paw. Wow. Never had this when I was a kid, but I did have the Cobra Ferret. Gotta say, the gradient on this is so smooth. I love it. Got a nice Tiger Force logo back here. On the other side is G.I. Joe. Ooh. The wheels are made of rubber. You can like squeeze them. Yep, he's got suspension on the wheels. Nice missiles. A little firearm on the front. Now the wheels, they don't steer left or right. I'll take suspension over steering any day for this. And the plastic feels really well made. It's nice and sturdy. Double exhaust.
I love his helmet that he has though. Like all the yellow and like different colors he has. I think it looks amazing. And like the different camos he has on him. Everything about him is awesome.
I agree. This weapon does pop off so he can walk around holding it and firing it.
The Tiger Paw is really similar to the Quad Crasher from Fortnite, and compared to both of them, they're around the same size. So the wheels are the same size, everything about them is pretty much the same. They're both made by Hasbro, just the handlebars on this are a lot bigger, the Fortnite one, and the designs on it are a lot cooler in my opinion, but they're both really good. This one's a lot more realistic, but still pretty good, the Fortnite one. The Fortnite tires have more grip in my opinion. It's more of like a checkered one where there's like squares.
Yeah, there's a lot more tread.
Yeah. And then the G.I. Joe one just has little lines in it. The Fortnite one is not squishy, the wheels though, but then the G.I. Joe one is.
And we appreciate that sort of thing, the rubber wheels as opposed to the hard plastic, right? Like, no one really wants that. Remember, the coil cycle had that. Even the Night Pursuit cycle and the Ram cycle have that hard plastic. I mean, I'm squeezing this and it doesn't really have much give, but the Tiger Paw does, and so does the Cobra Ferret. So when the Quad Crasher came out, you were all over it. You wanted this. This is a big deal for you, having this awesome quad. But now that we've got this realistic-looking Tiger Paw, which do you like better overall?
The Tiger Paw, in my opinion, is better overall, but the Fortnite one will always be my favorite one. It's just awesome. I love the front ram in it. That's why I love it so much.
And you also use this a lot when you play the games, right? So that's one of those things that Hasbro needs to get on. Video games. I know there's a Snake Eyes video game that's on the way, but when you have vehicles like this that are in the game, that alone really helps get kids into collecting. And like, if kids are collecting the Fortnite action figures because they play with them in the games, and then if G.I. Joe had the same sort of thing, I think G.I. Joe would have a chance with the younger generations. And something like the Tiger Paw is an absolute buy-in.
Yeah.
Right? That's the entry level for getting kids involved with G.I. Joe. The vehicles. What do you think about that? You think the vehicles would, like, Tiger Paw would sell kids on this?
Yeah, I think that it would be really good. Since they're already making the Snake Eyes game, that's more going to be targeted at, like, teens and adults. But if you want, like, the younger kids, I would, like, go for games, like, not your own game, like, have Fortnite, where you have, like, different POIs that are, like, the Snake Eyes, like, some sort of, like, samurai thing. And then you've got, like, a Cobra layer and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then being able to jump on a Tiger Paw in the video game,
yeah,
you're going to want to go get a Tiger Paw action or vehicle and action figures like that. That's one thing that's going to help G.I. Joe Classified stick around for longer, is tie-ins to the video game. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. Okay, so Dex, I think it's time to give our ratings here. Let's do them separately. Let's talk about Wreckage and then the Tiger Paw. So for Wreckage,
I would rate him a 9.5 out of 10. I love all the accessories he has. The color scheme is amazing. It's like futuristic, but still like army at the same sort of time. I like it a lot. And his helmet is amazing. What would you rate him?
I almost want to break it into parts here because, like, the head sculpt, I want to give a 10 out of 10. I really like it. I think it's the paint apps that really put this guy over. I'm going to give him a solid 9 out of 10. And all the accessories do fit with this character, too. I mean, you want to have a callback to the 80s. This was a canceled figure that eventually joined the line years later. For G.I. Joe Classified, this figure works. And I think it's great reuse of Firefly as well. I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. Now let's talk about the Tiger Paw.
Tiger Paw, I would give it a 10 out of 10. Amazing vehicle, has guns on it, rocket launchers, little turret in the front, it has a bunch of like cool stuff. The decals are amazing on it on the front. Overall, amazing figure.
And the suspension, right?
Yeah.
It's got everything. I agree with you, Dex. This is like a perfect vehicle. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. That suspension solidifies it. I love it. Great vehicle, great figure, great set. Hasbro really needs to find a way to re-release this so that people who wanted it, and there are so many who do, the ones that missed out need a second chance. I think that's fair.
Or have a Night Force version.
Both, because some people still want the Tiger Paw. But I agree with you. It's just a matter of time before we get this in the Night Force line. I would not be surprised, folks, if the Night Force version comes out, that I'm raving about it even more than this. That's how we feel about these. We want to know how you guys feel. What do you think about these? Do you think it's worth the while? Because, Dex, you noticed it's not floppy like the Firefly, right? They fixed the mistakes. This is superior to the mainline Firefly. And that was my biggest concern in ordering this. Is this going to be just like that with the same problems? Sturdier weapons, don't have the gummy plastic throughout the whole figure. This is what we wanted for Firefly, and I'm kind of happy that we got it with Tiger Force Wreckage. Very cool figure. Dex, we have a big package here to open. All right, this is bigger than the normal package.
A lot bigger.
Gonna need a hand there, Dex. Here, I'll take that.
What is this?
So we've got 2 boxes here. Let's get into these. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed.
Oh my god.
That looks pretty good.
The Cobra Knight attack.
What
this
better
looks
than the
so
Stinger?
Cool.
It definitely does. Great packaging, right, Dex? Check out the
and
front.
It has doors.
Yeah, it's got gull wing doors.
This looks awesome.
I think we're just gonna get right into it. Dex, do you need the instructions?
No, I remember how to build it from last time.
So what do you think of the Stinger versus the Vamp?
I prefer this one. It looks much cooler.
I agree. Who doesn't like the Stinger? That's the way I look at it.
Oh, the doors are so nice. They just flap.
Look at all the sculpting there too. Really nice. Okay, so Dex, you've got the Stinger built. Awesome job. We've got the Vamp here as well. So you can do a side-by-side comparison of the two vehicles. Obviously the same mold, same frame, slight differences. But overall, which do you prefer and why?
I prefer the Stinger because I like how the whole thing is like closed here, and I like the rockets more and the ledge in the back compared to the other stuff, and the colors are just way better in my opinion. But I still love the Vamp, just this one's my favorite.
I hear you. I agree. The Stinger is my favorite of the two, and it's actually one of my favorite vehicles, period, for G.I. Joe. But the Vamp is classic. This is, I think, my first vehicle that I ever had, the Vamp. Never had the Stinger for the normal figures, just the little miniatures. Wow, that looks really good. I love the tinted windshield on that. The Vamp has more of a blue tint to it, but overall, you can't go wrong with this. But like I pointed out, that back ledge you're talking about there, Dex, on the back of the Stinger, that should have been included back here too. A little bit of a step bar rear bumper. Also, the roof and the gull wing doors, love them. Right? That is awesome. And it makes it look a lot more armored, a lot more aggressive too, especially with the spikes on that front bar. So Dex, why don't you give us your thoughts on the interior of the Stinger?
I really like the inside of it. I think that all the like controls and everything are really nice, and I like that the steering wheel can do a 360, and then with a little stick shift in the inside that can move back and forth, and just all the like cool like mechanics and everything just look really cool. This is what the Stinger looks like without the doors. It looks a lot cooler in my opinion because you can see right through everything and you could like dive through it.
Yeah, you do have options, right? You can go with or without those. Now, I put the doors on the Vamp. Gives it a much more armored look. I really prefer this. Big fan of the Vamp. I like seeing it armored up like this. You can even throw the roof on top as well. I'm not going to do that right now, but I think this is an improvement. Overall, I think if you've got the Stinger and you've got the Vamp, and especially if you have multiples, you can mix and match a lot of the different parts here. They've got a lot of the same plugins. I think the Vamp would look good with that spike ramp bar on the front, right? Just put it right there. That would look good too, but overall, that's very much a Cobra thing, right? It's very aggressive.
I added the lights on it now instead of the spikes on the front.
From the Vamp?
Yeah, from the Vamp. Now it looks like an actual like Jeep or off-roading car. It looks awesome.
It looks different too, right? Like obviously the mold is the same, but it gives it a different look. I like that. I also like this. Put the spikes on the front. It's very aggressive looking. You don't want to get in the way of this thing. There are a lot of different ways to customize your Vamp or your Stinger. It's got the same winch on the front, just different colored hooks. And let's not forget that the Cobra SMS can also be towed behind the Stinger. And if you're curious what the Vamp looks like with the roof attached, all armored up, it looks very tank-like. This makes the Vamp a lot deadlier looking. And Dex, I gotta say, the open roof look of the Stinger that you got going on right there, open cage, everything, looks really nice.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of different options.
I kind of prefer the headlights on instead of the armored stuff for the Vamp, or for this.
I see what you mean. I kind of like that as well, although the armored look is exactly what I want, but once you armor up the Vamp, I don't really want to take it off. I want to leave this on here and leave it totally armored up. It's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about a world of play for G.I. Joe Classified. And let's not forget, the Cobra Stingers here, we've got the Vamp. Pretty soon I think we should see a Dreadnought version of this coming out, along with that version of the Night Pursuit cycle here, or Ram cycle, right? Put them together and you've got the Dreadnought Ground Assault.
These two are meant to go together.
They look really good. That's a great tag team.
And they look awesome.
We've already gotten 3 different versions of the Ram cycle, the Tiger Ram cycle, and the Night Pursuit cycle as well for Night Force. We're definitely getting a Dreadnought version, and it'll come with the Dreadnought Ground Assault Jeep. The color scheme of that won't be to everyone's liking, and that's understandable, but still, these are good quality vehicles. They're different vehicles from different companies out there. Just my opinion here. There's no beating the G.I. Joe Classified vehicles. They are superior in the paint apps, the sculpting, the design, and overall the execution, top to bottom.
Overall, I love this vehicle. I think that it's amazing and one of the best ones they've made in the whole line. And I just love the colors and everything.
And it's going to look great with so many different characters, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you put Serpentor in there, I don't think that works that well.
No.
Just my opinion. But you can have everyone from Storm Shadow. I really want to see Major Blood in there, right?
Yeah, that would...
You know he's going to be riding shotgun, directing the entire assault on G.I. Joe.
I just love the dashboard. It looks so nice on the inside, like all the different details and everything that they put in it. I think they did a really good job on that.
I agree. I think Hasbro went above and beyond for this. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. And Dex, now it's time to give our ratings. What do you give the Cobra Stinger and the Driver out of 10? Do you want to do them separately or just together?
Just together.
I agree.
I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. I love this vehicle. I love the figure, the 3 guns he comes with, then all the accessories with the Stinger. It's just an amazing vehicle in my opinion.
A great combo overall, and especially a very much needed one for the Cobra side of things. They've got a tank, now they've got the Cobra Rattler, they've got Trouble Bubbles, they've got the Cobra Ferret, but having a nice Jeep like this that you can attach a lot of figures onto all at once and not have to pay the HasLab price for his tank, I think that Cobra Stinger is very much needed for the line, and I appreciate it a lot. In some ways, I like it more than the Vamp. Gotta say that. I kinda do like the Stinger more. I'm gonna go along the same lines. I'm gonna give the Cobra Stinger a 9.5 out of 10 as well. The difference for me is the big difference between Clutch and the Cobra Stinger Driver. One's a troop builder, the other one is an actual character that we remember from back in the 80s who was a named character, right? So for me, that makes the difference.
I love this. It's probably one of the best vehicles out there.
And the color scheme works.
Yeah,
you got
it
the
does.
Black, the gray,
Anyone
the red
can
pops.
sit in this. No matter who you are, even if you're wearing all green, you can sit in this.
Well, with the exception maybe your Serpentor or any of the Cobra
yeah.
Law people, right? Even then, you
Like
could
G.I.
put them
Joes
in.
can sit in this, though.
Yeah, if they're taking it over and stealing them. We've seen that happen a lot in cartoons before where Joes are driving around with Cobra Stingers. But overall, great design Jeep, regardless what color it is. Whether it's the black Stinger or the green Vamp, we're talking about the same thing here. G.I. Joe Classified consistently delivers, especially when it comes to the vehicles. And again, I'll drive home the point. There's really no comparison here. Other companies can do things that are similar to this and call it the best thing out there. That's a matter of opinion. In my opinion, nothing beats the G.I. Joe Classified vehicles here for the 6-inch scale, the Stinger, the Vamp. This is where it's at. You've got such great quality, and you see so much more effort put into the sculpting, and that's the key. And the sculpting here is far superior to anything that I've seen anywhere else. So if you're still on the fence about the Cobra Stinger, perhaps this changed your mind one way or the other. Are you more interested in it now or less? And if you already got it, I want to know how many of the Stinger you ordered. We've got 2 here, that's good enough for us. But overall, I'm just very happy that we have the Cobra Stinger with the G.I. Joe Classified line. Any last thoughts here, Dex, on the Cobra Stinger?
I just love how you can mix and match everything.
Yeah, right. It's so versatile. So I agree with you. Fantastic packaging here too. If you leave it in the box, I mean, what beats this? It looks fantastic. Another win for G.I. Joe Classified. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And in the meantime, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. And there you have it. You've made it to the end of this episode, and we really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. And we would love it even more if you take just 1 second of your time. Make sure that down below you are subscribed to the channel. We ask that you do, because that guarantees that we definitely get to see you back here again next time. Thanks for tuning into Viper Island, your one-stop shop for all things G.I. Joe. When there's relevant news, we'll be here to discuss all of it, together with you. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, have a great day, and yo Joe!